Hey, I'm Scott, and I'm an American in Bangkok, and I got a letter, but before I get into this letter, I'm going to talk about something that happened to me today, and also a couple other things that have happened to my wife and I, and our kids, actually. Uh, today I took my kid down to his Marines class that he has every week, and on the way back from taking him, I decided to stop at the mall. Now I didn't want to go to Starbucks, and they weren't open. The only places that are open that early, it was like 8 o'clock, are McDonald's and KFC. So I figured, well, I'll go into McDonald's and maybe grab a little bite to eat. Not the best place to go, but I was really hungry because uh, I ate really early yesterday and I was hungry. So I stop into McDonald's and I get the little sausage McMuffin hash brown coffee set. Now, I eat my food and I think to myself, well, should I have the coffee? I've already had an espresso this morning. Should I have this cappuccino? I was like, well, let me see. Maybe I'll put a little sugar. I don't usually drink cappuccino. I say to myself, I'll put a little sugar in it. Maybe it'll taste all right. And McDonald's, their coffee is okay. So I open up the top of the cappuccino and I look in and I get ready to pour the sugar in, and then I look, and I look a little closer, and there were these little bits of something in the cappuccino, in the foam at the top. Look a little bit closer, and then they're all around. They're all in the coffee, and I'm looking at it, and they were cockroach wings. This is at the Mall Bangkok McDonald's on the first floor, the ground floor. Okay, there's another one up. I think it's the second floor. Uh, and needless to say, I was disgusted by it, and I was like, "Oh man!" And I bring it over to the manager, because I knew the girl, but she's wearing some brown uniform instead of the other uniform that they wear there. And I said, "Hey, take a look at this." And I put it down. And she looks at it and runs over, shows her friend or her co-worker, the assistant manager, and the assistant manager starts making me a cup of coffee from the McCafe. Now, I don't get the coffee back, and I said, hey, what is the deal, man? I said, you have all sorts of problems in this McDonald's, but they're usually just with the cash register. Somebody doesn't know how to work the cash register. One of the guys that I know that I have breakfast with sometimes has complained about the service there and how they always get the prices wrong. One day he goes in and the price is 95 baht for something. The next day he goes in and it's 87 baht, and they're always coming up with, oh well, yesterday it was discounted and this and that, and they're never clear about anything. And both of us speak Thai. So anyway, this is a pretty nasty thing. So I sit there for a minute and I send a message to the same guy, to my buddy. He says, that's really bad. And so I said, yeah, well, listen, how about we meet at Starbucks instead, So just then he walks in the door. He had been on the phone. He was coming over. He said, well, I'm coming over. I'll be there in a minute. And just then he walks in and I said, yeah, let's get out of here. So we get out of here, get out of McDonald's. And but right before I was leaving, the manager came over and she said, I'm so sorry. Don't say anything to anybody. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, to her. And then she said, I'm so sorry. I said, listen, I'm sorry doesn't matter. And frankly, I don't give a shit about the word sorry here in Thailand. The only reason a sorry in Thailand means anything is if somebody maybe accidentally bumps into you or nudges you because they're for whatever reason, as long as they're not on the phone. Or, maybe they accidentally step on your foot or something, you're walking in a crowd, they step on your foot or something. Okay, sorry in that sense is okay. But a lot of times they say sorry for things that it doesn't matter if they're sorry. Sorry doesn't mean jack shit when you're just about ready to drink some cockroach wings. Now, I didn't drink them, and I was very fortunate that I opened it up. Uh, but I just thought I would say, look before you leap, look before you drink. And something that I noticed the other day, it was early in the morning. It was very early in the morning, and I had to go run an errand. It was like 5 in the morning, and I had a long trip. So I wanted to leave early. And I am driving down the street in the taxi, and I look over at Happy Land on the corner of Happy Land. I think it's Happy Land. Is it Happy Land 2? No, it's Happy Land 1. On the corner of Lot Prout and Happy Land Road. There's like, what do you call it? Some stairs that go up to the overpass. And I look over, and it's still dark. I look over to the left, and on the sidewalk, which is quite wide, that leads to this overpass, the stairs to the overpass, there are rats everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Now, there was some garbage out, but they were looking around for food everywhere. And I mean, I'm not talking about like 3 or 4 rats. I'm talking about 50. And I thought, Jesus, what if I was walking there on the sidewalk? Would they have scurried away, or would they have like tried to gnaw on my feet? Just nasty. I mean, you always know. I think I'm going to get rich real quick because my nose is itching again. That you always know that there are rats around. Everywhere in the world, there are rats, unfortunately. And they were just so many of them. I couldn't believe it. And I told the taxi driver, look at that. Whoa. And then he said, sopa pro, which means dirty. They're dirty. They're filthy animals. Okay. And they do carry the bubonic plague, or, so they're pretty nasty little animals, little critters. And I have to say that, getting back to the whole cockroach thing, my wife and I and our kids went to a movie. This is a couple of years ago, and then we went to an outdoor stall. Not a stall, but like an outdoor. They had set it up to where it was a little restaurant. It was an outdoor restaurant, but really what it was a series of stalls, and then they had with different foods, and then there was tables, metal tables, lined up in like on the road. The little metal tables with the plastic chairs and that kind of thing. And my kid was going to drink some water, and the water wasn't really coming out very good, so he kind of pulled on the top. This was Nicholas. He kind of pulled on the top, and there in the water was a mouse. Now, it wasn't a rat. It was like a field mouse in the water. And my wife and I went, time to go. Let's get out of here. And, so like I said, it pays to look before you drink, look before you eat. And as disgusting as that may sound, this is the second time that this has happened to me. The mouse was one time, and then this cockroach wings was the second time in 21 years. So while it's not good, definitely, especially in the mall. And what I was going to say is the manager when she came over to me, I said, it's really dirty. I said, your staff needs to clean that, and whoever was supposed to clean it last night or this morning was lazy and didn't do a very good job. She said, I know, that's why I'm here. They brought me from upstairs. Now I'm here. It's going to be very clean and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. I don't care, because I would have been drinking those cockroach wings if I had not looked before I drank. And all she could say was sorry. Then she said, do you want your money back? And I said, you know what? I don't care about the money. I don't care about the 200 baht. Maybe I should have taken it back. I don't know. But the point is that it wasn't about the money. I didn't care that I got cockroach wings in my cappuccino because of the money that I was paying. And I would complain whether she gave me the money back or not, but I didn't take the money back. And, in Thailand, and then she said, oh, this is Thailand, sometimes very dirty. And I said, yeah, but you have control over this. You're talking about a coffee maker, an espresso maker, espresso, cappuccino, coffee maker, that you use all the time. How many people have already drank those cockroach wings and they don't even know about it? And, I got the feeling that she really wanted to say something, but she just didn't know what to say. Because what do you say? What do you say after you get cockroaches in somebody's coffee? And you can tell it's cockroach wings and little bits. And the other place was on Ramkhamhaeng Road. It was outdoors. Now, McDonald's is not outdoors. It's indoors. And actually, the place looks fairly clean, which is obviously deceiving. But I do know that they have problems with their staff like any other McDonald's. I don't know what else to say, but that's how it is sometimes here. And you don't have to accept it, but you better be careful when you eat sometimes. Like I said, look before you eat, look before you drink, because you might get a little something extra. For free, of course. No charge for the protein. That's all I got. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Please click like, click share. So, till next time, choke the la jerk.